So the combination of Viva Las Vegas and why everyone's talking about Omnichannel. They're not, but maybe they should be.
3, 2, 1.
Bless you. Hi guys. Hi everyone out there watching our lovely vlog. Welcome back to Beyond the Box with Ben. I'm Ben, that's Augie, and today, what is Omnichannel and how does it apply to e-commerce and realistically every business? So to start, Omnichannel is two words for the layman out there. The first word, omni, means all. It comes from the Latin root omnis, which means all, omnipotent, omniscient, omni, everything, all. Channel, which comes from the Latin channelus, channels, I don't know. Channel essentially means pathway. So omnichannel is all pathways. As a business, omnichannel means almost every way that someone would come to your store, access your website, find out about you. What are the different channels that are out there for you to use? How should you integrate those channels together to make sure that you're running your operation as smoothly as possible? And a few more tips and tricks when it comes to the different channels that you use. What it means, how everyone's gonna come to your place, yada, yada, yada. In today's digital world, today's digital age, people are no longer just shopping at a specific store location. They're using their phones, they're going online to check out different shopping methods. They're on Facebook getting served advertisements. There are a ton of different ways that people can reach your product and reach your store. Omnichannel is the process of kind of harnessing all those different platforms and methods and pathways and making sure that they run cohesively and together. Some different types of omnichannel pathways would be experience analytics, marketing campaigns, social media campaigns, online and offline communication, live chatting and co-browsing, web self-service, guided scripting, responsive technology, and knowledge management. Now, those are all a lot of really big words that don't really seem to mean anything. We're gonna break it down and talk about what actually constitutes an omnichannel presence. Okay, so the first step of omnichannel, and something that we mentioned briefly in that list of very confusing words, would be the marketing campaigns and social media campaigns. Basically, you want all those campaigns to match each other, and you want the tone, you want your brand presence, you want all of that to be the same, to be working in unison. Now, this is not to say that you're not gonna, post something different on Twitter that you're gonna post on Instagram. By all means, you should be posting different content on your different channels, but you don't want that content to be so vastly different from each other that no one's gonna understand that it's actually still your brand. You shouldn't worry about being omnichannel across every different platform that exists. You should worry about being omnichannel across the platforms that you can control well. There's no point in jumping into a space if you're not gonna be able to do it well, and it's not enough to just say, oh, I should do omnichannel for everything. Realistically, you should just do omnichannel for the things that work well for you. So if you're a very visual brand, using Instagram and maybe Facebook for your advertising campaigns and marketing, that'll make a lot of sense. But if you don't want to dabble into Twitter, or if you don't want to jump onto Google AdWords or anything like that, that's A-okay. Omnichannel should be about making the best of your brand work across as many channels as you feel comfortable doing. Next up, omnichannel is really important if you have both a physical store and an online presence. One of the most important factors you have to consider when it comes to omnichannel is reconciling your inventory across your different channels. So not only is omnichannel referring to the marketing and kind of social aspect of your brand, it also refers to making sure that your website, your web store, and your physical location and physical store all match each other. So essentially, if you've got products for sale in your physical store, you want to make sure that that is updated correctly online so that people, when they look online, don't go, they've got this in the physical store, I'll pop down, find out you don't have it. That's an incredibly disappointing feeling for a lot of people, and if they feel like they can trust you in terms of your inventory, that trust is going to go a long way for your brand. So it's important to have all of those different channels working together harmoniously as opposed to working apart. There's a great word for this. It's discord. Discordantly? You want your channels working in harmony as opposed to in discord. Nailed it. So realistically, at the end of the day, Omnichannel acknowledges that people are on very, very many channels. People are on so many different channels nowadays. It's not just as simple as going into a store. But what you need to know is that it's not imperative to have a presence in every single one of those channels. As always, quality will be better than quantity. So if you spread yourself too thin and put yourself across every social media platform and you're handing out flyers in the street and you're trying to do different promotions with, whatever, food trucks or trade shows or whatever, you're probably gonna lose track of what's actually going on and what's the most important part, which is, your physical business. On the other hand, if you select very carefully the channels that you think will work best for your brand, you're much more likely to see a higher rate of return for your customers and for your actual store. Because at the end of the day, if you're putting your money behind the appropriate channels, it'll always benefit your brand. Whereas if you're throwing all of your money behind all the channels, or should I say, the channels. Nice. All right, so what did we learn in the video? Well, first we learned what omnichannel actually is, what it means. We broke down that it's not actually super complex. It's a very simple concept. We learned what different channels you can and should be using. So both the physical kind of in-person stuff as well as the digital online sphere. And finally, we talked a little bit about the strategy that you should be employing when it comes to using all of these different channels. Again, it's not about how many channels you use, it's about which ones you use. That's gonna determine your success. So, from all of us here at No Issue, that's it. Viva Las Vegas!